Hello, beautiful friends. It's Erika, here to do part 3 of my special 3-part series entitled Beyond Twin Flames. Now, today's topic is going to be an extremely paramount topic, important conversation, critical phase of the journey, of the twin flame journey, and that is the importance of choosing you. Now, if you have not seen the first 2 parts of this series, please pause this video and go back and listen to the first 2, because I teach some things in those videos that are foundational to what I'm going to discuss today. So rather than repeat myself here and have those of you who have already heard the other 2 videos hear it again and again and make this even longer, please do go watch those other videos so you can get the most out of today's. So with that, let's talk about the concept of choosing you. Now, oftentimes when we awaken to our twin flame journey, it's because there's a certain person in our lives, and again, this is what I talk about in the first videos, but it's because of a person that we have this incredible resonance with that is different than other relationships in the past. There is something special about this, and it awakens us to the larger concept, oftentimes, of there's more to this experience here as a human, as a spiritual being having a human experience, than we know. Now, people can awaken through other means as well. They can have a financial crisis, a health crisis, but often love, everyone wants love, a beautiful relationship, beautiful partnership. So oftentimes love is the catalyst or the activating point for a spiritual awakening. So with that, the beginning parts of the twin flame journey, when we awaken to this concept and this clear resonance that we have with another individual, it is about that person. It is about understanding, wow, like this journey is bigger than I thought. I'm not, this is not all in my head. There is something real here, and people are even talking about it. So thank God I'm not by myself, right? And the beginning phases of the journey are about the other person. It's that person that's like, it pulls us in to the bigger story. Now, there is a point, though, when it's important to take a step back and really turn your energy focused back to you. What do I want? What is my journey? What do I need to heal? What do I need to learn? And it's funny because actually I want to give you guys some kudos here. When I started my channel, I was like, oh my God, most of the viewers on my channel are female, which obviously gender doesn't matter when it comes to feminine or masculine energy. But all the masculine videos I'm doing are getting like so many more views than any of the divine feminine videos I'm doing. And like, that's where we're getting it wrong, right? And I said, once we get to a point where the divine feminine videos are outperforming the divine masculine videos, then we're going to be getting it right. And I love it because you guys have done that. The last several videos where I've broken them up, the divine feminine videos are like crushing the divine masculine videos. So it's because many of you have turned your focus to yourself, your own knowing, your own learning, as well as some of the masculines that are awakening to this are also trying to understand their feminine. So it's like, it makes sense, right? But at first it was always lopsided, but that's why I started doing all my videos as combined, masculine and feminine in the same video, because I was like, no way. I'm like, I want the feminines to not be so focused on the masculine. And even if through osmosis, watching a video to like, sorry, this is totally an aside right now, but if I have to entice them to watch information about themselves by posting about the masculine in the same video, then I'm going to do that. And that's what I did. And so anyway, I love you guys because you really, it's a beautiful point in the journey. The collective is at a different place than when I started this channel almost 2 years ago. So, sorry, that was a little bit of an aside, but I had to give you guys kudos and props because that's big. So like I said, like at first it is about the person because it helps you. It's like the catalyst. It's like that carrot that the universe dangles in front of us, right? It's like, what is this? I try to understand it. Anyway, but a lot of times the universe and spirit will test us with opportunities and with situations where, yes, we have this resonance with this person and it's incredible. But are we sacrificing our own well-being, our own path, our own spiritual journey, our own future because of this resonance with the person? I'll give an example that I used to actually coach a lot of clients through. And this is when, for example, the twin flame, when their twin flame was married, actually legally committed to somebody else. Certainly this can also apply if your twin flame is not married but in a serious relationship. But in this case, these were clients whose twin flames were married. And I would be coaching them and talking to them, and I'd ask them the question, like, if you could choose the situation, if you could choose this scenario, would you want to be in a relationship with this person while they're still married? And the answer was always no. No, I wouldn't choose this. So then my question to them is always, next is, so why are you choosing to stay in a scenario that you just said is not what you would choose? Well, because we love each other and we have a very beautiful connection, and he's my twin flame or she's my twin flame. And then again, my question is, yeah, but so why are you still staying there? Are you choosing this? So that's what happens. Spirit will, and the universe will bring us a test to see, are we truly going to choose our path? Our path to our happiness, our path to our peace of mind. And that's not an easy decision, because guaranteed the clients that were in that situation where they had this beautiful relationship with somebody who was not leaving their spouse, oh my God, I totally just lost my train of thought. I was just getting some guidance from my guides and I totally just lost what I was saying. Give me a second. Yes, so those people that may be in a third-party situation with their twin flame who's married or in a serious relationship, or maybe you both are in different, or both are in serious relationships, but you still have this relationship with them. And again, no judgment here. It's just this is a very common scenario. It's not easy for them to choose that, because even though it's subpar from what they would choose, it's still better than literally anything they've ever had. So this is not an easy choice to make by any means. Sometimes this can even come up where you're actually in relationship with your twin flame. You're in relationship with them, and while the resonance with that person is incredible, and the love and the caring and I hate using this word because it's so cliche, but connection. Oh my God, I like literally cringe when I say that word, but well, there you go. Even though that is solid, the rest of the relationship isn't working. This can happen, for example, with someone who's battling an addiction. That can be a scenario where this happens, or somebody who is battling mental illness. So even though this person may be your twin flame, there are situations where you may need to leave that relationship because it's not capable of working at that time. Doesn't mean it can't fix down the road. It doesn't mean you can't revisit it later. But there are times where you may need to leave that. But the other thing that is really important is that choice. It's important that that choice is made, not knowing what the outcome is going to be. That is extremely important, because this is about your journey of faith and trust in the divine, trust in your own guidance, trust in your inner knowing that if I am choosing me, not knowing the outcome, the divine and the universe will reward me for that choice. That's in the alignment for my highest and best. You will receive from that massive blessings, big manifestations, sometimes in a different form than you may expect, but sometimes it may be in the form of your twin flame. It really is different for each person. But it is important to make this choice not knowing the outcome, because otherwise there's no risk. There's no test of faith. Another great example is, and I've had you guys write in about this stuff, but and even my clients have written into me, but where like you may live in the same city as your twin flame and you get this incredible job opportunity. It's like the dream job requiring you to move. Maybe you move out of state, maybe you move to a different country even. I've had many of my clients have that happen. And you're like, oh, but like if I do this, that just means there's no way we could be together. How could we ever be together if I'm choosing to go move to a different country? But it's what you have it's what you have worked for, it's what you really want to, but then you're like, oh, but if I leave, then there's no way this is going to work. That's another example of how these tests can come in, because are you going to choose you, which is clearly, if that twin flame was not around, you would take that position. But because the twin flame is around, you're actually not choosing you by sticking around. Make sense? And I always used to say to my clients in my private readings when I first started my channel, you could literally decide to go and live in the middle of a jungle, no internet, no Wi-Fi, change your name, change your hair color, heck, even change your gender. Doesn't even matter, right? You could change everything, disconnect from the world. And if you are meant to be with that person, or you're meant, it's divinely divinely guided, and it is destined for you, and you're doing your work. You can't just have things destined and not do your work. You got to be doing your work, learning your lessons. Then the divine will always find a way to have you guys come together. And the how is not up to you, right? The amount of things that Spirit orchestrates in order to have these synchronicities and things happen, it's quite incredible. It's one of the, if you guys haven't seen it, I'm sure many of you have, my favorite movie is Serendipity. That's a great example of like all these different things. It's just, I have the chills as I'm saying this. I love that movie. My daughter and I watch it all the time. In fact, she quoted Serendipity in her 8th grade yearbook quote. She quoted Kate. It was so cute. But that's a great example of what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so with that, the reason that it's important, I'll give an example that my guides always give me. When you are a child and you're learning to swim, how do you usually start, right? You learn to swim. But when you're really learning to test if you can swim, you start at the edge of the pool, right? You're holding onto the edge of the pool, and your parent is likely standing like 6 inches away from you. And they're like, okay, swim to me. And literally, they just reach out and they're already still holding onto the wall. They grab their parent and they go to the parent. Slowly, the parent starts to move away, right? Parent's moving further and further away, to where eventually the child has to let go of that wall to test if they really can swim. Can you really swim? Can you do it? And that is what Spirit always wants us to do, is to make sure that we let go of that wall, and we don't really know what's going to happen, but we have faith and trust that we can do it. Another aspect that is really, really critical, it's subtle, but it's really important, is, sorry, my earphones keep falling out. Is choosing you. The concept of choosing you often means choosing you and going at it alone. When we go at it alone, we don't have other people around, like, meaning another relationship. That's when we can do our deep inner work. Really work on integrating our masculine and feminine energies within us. Okay? When we go immediately into another relationship, that can be a distraction from our own inner work. So oftentimes this requires us to spend time in solitude, to spend time not in relationships. Some people even choose to be celibate during this time. Many of you guys have written in about that as well. Like, yeah, I'm just going to choose me. I'm not just going to go have random relationships just to have some fun, because it needs to be meaningful, whatever. So, but it's important that you spend that time in solitude, because it's different when, for example, let's say and I hate to use the word waiting, but let's say you're quote unquote waiting for your twin flame relationship to manifest. Maybe you're not uberly focused on them. You're good in your life. Everything's fine, all this stuff. But like, you still are looking forward to that happening. And then somebody else enters our lives who, maybe they're a friend, maybe they're someone new, who are very nice. They start pursuing us. They like us. They're kind. And we go, okay, well, I'll choose me and date this person then. This person's doing their thing. I'm going to choose me and date that person. That, I'm not saying not to do that, but what I'm saying is that that is very different than if we choose to, for example, walk away from our person, our twin flame, or a relationship with our twin flame, not having an option waiting in the wings. It's very, very, very different. So I hope that makes sense, because it's like the energy of trust and faith. Because sometimes when you move away from your twin flame completely, with no other options in the wings, the universe will bring you your twin flame. But you can't do it expecting an outcome. It has to be completely like that Fool energy. You know, the Fool in the major arcana is that 0 card. I'm going to take this leap of faith, and I don't know what's going to come my way, but I trust that I will be shown the way as I go. It's that energy. It's that energy. If you ever do that, thinking or hoping that it's going to be a tactic to work, that's not how it works. And you guys know that. You guys are a sophisticated audience. You're not, many of you guys are far more advanced than that. So in terms of your spiritual path and understanding. And everyone starts somewhere, right? But that's just a really important point, because there are other times, because that's the ultimate test in your guidance. Always follow your guidance, whatever it is, right? 2 more points before I wrap up here is, one is, actually I think it's only 1 point. I've kind of touched on it already, but I want to advise those of you guys on this path to make sure that you don't get seduced by what I call the 3D thinking of, oh, this is good enough. Oh, this, all of that romantic relationship stuff is only for the movies. It's only in fairy tales. It doesn't really exist in this world, because that really is your conditioning speaking. That is where you are taught, well, I have to put up with this stuff because I can't have everything. Or maybe this isn't exactly what I would choose, but it's pretty good. Be careful of that, because that's what's going to keep, that is based on conditioning. Because I know you guys that are on this channel that are coming into actually harmonious union with your twin flame person, not even just within self. You've already gone integrated within self, but you're actually coming into sacred union with another individual that has also done their deep work. You guys know what I'm talking about, is that when you actually are with this person, it is everything and then some of what you always imagined. When you were a little child, you always imagined that you could have this love, and then you constantly got beaten down saying, no, 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 that's not real. No, maybe you saw relationships around you that were anything but that, whatever it is. But those of you guys that are in this type of a sacred partnership with another individual will agree with me wholeheartedly that it is everything and then some of what you have always wanted. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't challenges and triggers and lessons and learning, and there doesn't mean that there aren't hard times. But what it is saying is that the actual beautiful parts of the relationship are beyond anything you've ever imagined. So be sure not to settle be careful of not settling. It's really, I see people doing it all the time, and I understand why they do it. I do. But I'll tell you that the universe will reward those of you that don't, that you stand firm on your boundaries, you stand firm on what you want for your life, trusting that this or something better will come your way. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So, guys, I hope that this has been helpful. I am so excited. So if these videos have been resonating for you, along with my more recent videos as well that I've been teaching on the channel about the integration of inner masculine and feminine and soul growth and spiritual mastery, stay tuned because I'm about to announce something in the next couple of days. Now, if you're watching this 6 months from now, it's already going to be out. But if you're watching this real time when I post this video, keep an eye out because it is launching. And I'm so excited because I've been working on it for quite a long time. And some of you guys have started asking for this. And I'm like, oh my God, if they only knew what I was working on. So it's here. So please do subscribe and hit the notifications button so that you can be notified when I announce it, because this is where I'll be announcing it. I know many of you guys have signed up for my email list, guys, and I have not sent one email to my mailing list since I've had it. So if you're like, man, I signed up for her email list and I haven't gotten crap from her, well, that's why, because I haven't sent you any emails yet. So this is where I'm going to be announcing it. I will eventually send emails and updates and special offers and stuff, but I just haven't done that yet. So anyway, I hope you guys have found this helpful and you've enjoyed this series. And please stay tuned to the channel for so much more to come. And until next time, guys, I send you so much love. Bye.